Okay, so picture this, it's me, your average guy, just trying to find someone. You know how it is these days, it's all apps. Swiping left, swiping right, my thumb. It was getting a serious workout, let me tell you. This was back in early 2024. I was hopeful, thinking maybe this time, maybe I'll find someone cool, someone to share some laughs with. Maybe even, dare I say, someone special. You gotta try, right? Otherwise, you're just talking to your television. And the TV doesn't always talk back unless it's one of those smart TVs, but that's a whole other story. Then boom, I matched with her. Let's call her Chloe. Yeah, Chloe. Her profile, it was amazing, great pictures, not too filtered, She looked fun, witty bio too, mentioned she loved old movies and spicy food. I thought, jackpot, this is it. She seemed smart, funny, and let's be honest, really pretty. Like out of my league pretty maybe? But hey, the app said we matched. So I figured, what have I got to lose? Sent her a message, something clever I hoped, or at least not totally embarrassing. My heart did a little tap dance. Our first few messages, electric. We just clicked. She was quick with the jokes, asked good questions. It wasn't just hey or sup. We talked about everything. Favorite bands, worst jobs, dreams for the future. It felt so easy, so natural. I found myself checking my phone constantly, waiting for her replies. That little notification sound, music to my ears. I was already picturing our first date, maybe that Italian place downtown, or something low-key. I was excited, genuinely excited, for the first time in a long time actually, so we set up a date, coffee, simple, no pressure. And man, it was great, even better than the texts. She was even more charming in person, laughed at my dumb jokes, told some great stories of her own. We talked for hours. Seriously, the coffee shop people were probably starting to give us looks, like, are these guys moving in? I didn't want it to end. I walked her to her car, feeling like I was floating. I definitely thought, this is the one, or at least, this could be something really, really good. Oh boy, if only I knew then what I know now. The first few weeks were, pretty awesome. That honeymoon phase, lots of texting, calling, we saw each other a bunch, it felt good, like really good. But then, little things started. Tiny things, like, she'd text me good morning, which is sweet, but if I didn't text back right away, say, if I was in a meeting, I'd get another text, everything okay, then another, just worried about you. At first I thought, aw, she cares, but it started to feel a little intense. Like a gentle squeeze that was slowly tightening, you know that feeling? Then came the questions about my friends, especially my female friends. I'd mention grabbing lunch with a work group and she'd be like, oh, who was there, any girls? And if I said yes, the mood would shift. Suddenly, she'd get quiet or start asking a million questions about them. Is she pretty? Do you talk to her a lot? It was subtle at first, just a hint of something. Possessiveness, maybe? I brushed it off. Told myself she was just insecure, that it would pass once she got to know me better. Boy, was I wrong, so wrong. Her need for instant replies became a thing, a big thing. If I was out with my buddies and my phone was in my pocket for an hour, I'd pull it out to see like 15 missed calls and a barrage of texts. Where are you? Why aren't you answering me? Are you with someone else? It was exhausting. My phone, which used to be fun, started to feel like a leash, a very, very short leash. I started making excuses to check it all the time, just to avoid the drama, which, looking back, is totally crazy. But I was in it, deep in it. And then, she started to not like my hobbies, things I loved doing. I play softball with a league on Tuesdays. Suddenly it was, softball again? Don't you want to spend Tuesday with me? Or if I wanted a night to just chill by myself, watch a game, why don't you want me there? Are you tired of me? The guilt trip started piling up. It was like walking through a minefield. I was constantly trying to keep her happy, and in doing so, I was starting to lose pieces of myself. My friends noticed. She seems a bit much, dude, one of them said. I defended her. She's just passionate. Yeah, passionate about controlling me. The texting and calling? It went from a lot to literally non-stop. I'm talking hundreds of messages a day. If I was sleeping, I'd wake up to a wall of texts. If I was driving, my phone would be buzzing off the hook. My battery life? Dead by noon, every single day. It was like she needed a constant, real-time feed of my existence. What I was doing, thinking, feeling. And if I didn't provide it, oh, the panic. Her panic, which quickly became my panic. It was a digital storm, and I was stuck in the middle of it. There was no escape. Then came the surprise visits. Which are cute in movies, right? Not so much in real life, especially when they're strategic. She'd show up at my office. Just wanted to bring you lunch, she'd beam, while my colleagues awkwardly looked on. Or she'd appear at my apartment when I'd specifically said I needed a night to myself. I was just in the neighborhood. Her definition of neighborhood was apparently a 30-mile radius. Each time, my stomach would just drop. It wasn't sweet, it was unsettling. Deeply unsettling. My personal space, gone, vanished. And then, I'm pretty sure she started following me. I know, it sounds like a movie, a bad one. But one night, I was out with a couple of buddies, just grabbing a burger, and I swear I saw her car parked down the street, under a flickering streetlight. Very horror movie-esque. When I casually asked her later if she'd been in that area, she denied it, vehemently. Of course not. Why would I be there? But her eyes, they told a different story. It was a chilling realization. I wasn't just in a relationship, I was being monitored, tracked. The threats started small, veiled, never outright, I'm gonna hurt you. More like insidious suggestions. You know, I have a lot of connections. It would be a real shame if things at your job got difficult, if you didn't appreciate me enough. Or, about my friends, they don't seem to like me very much. Maybe they're not good influences on you. Maybe I should tell them a few things about you. My blood would run cold. Ice cold. This wasn't love, this was something dark, something dangerous. And I was right in the thick of it. The anxiety became my new best friend, or worst enemy. Yeah, definitely worst enemy. I was on edge, all the time. Every time my phone buzzed, my heart would leap into my throat. Was it her? It was always her. I started to jump at loud noises. I found myself constantly looking over my shoulder when I was out. Even when I was alone in my own apartment, I didn't feel safe. It was like living in one of those psychological thrillers. You know, where the main character slowly realizes they're losing their mind? That was me. Totally me. I felt so trapped. How do you even begin to break up with someone like that? Someone who knows your schedule, your friends, where you live, where you work? Someone who clearly doesn't respect boundaries? I replayed 1,000 scenarios in my head. None of them ended well. I was walking on eggshells, constantly, trying not to say or do anything that might set her off. It was exhausting, like trying to hold a handful of water. The tighter I tried to control the situation, the more it slipped through my fingers, and the more scared I became. My mental health took a nosedive. A spectacular, fiery crash. Sleep? Forget about it. I'd lie awake for hours, replaying conversations, worrying about what she'd do next. Focusing at work was nearly impossible. My boss called me in a couple of times. "You okay, man? You seem distracted." I was more than distracted. I was a wreck, a jumpy, nervous, paranoid wreck. I lost weight. Not in the good, "Hey, I joined a gym" kind of way, more in the "I'm too stressed to eat" kind of way, and I couldn't talk about it, not really. Who would believe me? She also started trying to isolate me. Subtly at first, then not so subtly. "Your friends are a bad influence, they just want to party." Or, "Your family doesn't understand our connection, they're trying to break us up." She wanted me all to herself, to control the narrative, to make me believe that she was the only one who truly cared, the only one I could trust, which was, of course, the complete opposite of the truth. It was a classic manipulation tactic, and shamefully it was starting to work. I felt so alone. Completely and utterly alone. The breaking point. Oh, there's always a breaking point, isn't there? Mine came during my parents' anniversary dinner, a small family thing. I hadn't even told Chloe about it. Didn't want the drama. And then halfway through dessert, she shows up. At the restaurant, uninvited, unannounced. "Surprise!" she chirped. "I just wanted to celebrate with my future family." My parents' faces? Priceless. In a horrified kind of way. My mom nearly choked on her tiramisu. That was it. The alarm bells weren't just ringing anymore, they were full-blown sirens. This was beyond crazy. This was dangerous. I knew I had to end it, but I had to be smart. Really smart. This wasn't a normal breakup. I confided in my 2 closest friends. They were shocked, but amazing. We made a plan, like a heist movie, but instead of stealing diamonds, I was stealing my life back. I decided to do it in a public place. A busy coffee shop during the day. My friends would be there at another table pretending not to know me. I even had a code word. Pineapple. If things went south, I'd say pineapple and they'd step in. Seriously. Pineapple. Don't ask. The breakup itself? It was intense. She cried, she yelled, she begged, she made promises, she made threats. The quiet, scary kind. I just stuck to my script. This isn't working for me. I need this to be over. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done. My hands were shaking the whole time, but I did it. When she finally left, I felt this enormous wave of relief and terror. That night, I blocked her on everything. Phone, social media, email, everything. Changed my locks the next day. Eventually, I even changed my number. It was a process. A long, stressful process. So, what did I learn from my crazy girlfriend horror story? Well, for starters, trust your gut. Seriously, if something feels off, it probably is. Those little red flags? They're not decorations for the parade of love. They're warnings. Big, flapping, runaway warnings. Online dating can be great, it really can. But you gotta be careful. So careful. Meet in public. Tell people where you're going. And maybe, just maybe, don't ignore your friends when they say, dude, she's a bit much. They might just be right. And sometimes, being single is way, way better than being scared. Yeah, definitely better.